They are, okay? This is for a lot right here, all right? For us, it's another day. Yes, sir. It's your last one. Get on the floor when you need to get on the floor.
Underway in Hickory.
That's what's gonna give Jackson Day the state championship.
Ain't no separating, we locked in like the lasers attached to the Jedi saber. Preparation to give him all the glory and never will change behavior. Again, like a pit bull, heard the word go and I can't take the favor that's given from the Lord, the King of Kings. Yeah, it's the world the same. Now or later, don't chase the paper. He smooth like an operator. We locked in like 2-4, go foot, let's call it chain behavior. What's the flavor? Glory, give him all like KB with the HDAtors. Locked in like Siamese, in and out. No doubt he can't save the savior. What's there for me? He paid the fee in the bridge. I'm a child on his support. Baby clean, watch the my sins like time. They say when the ball's gone. Locked in, not by fear, but only by the love from the Lord of Lords, who calm the sea and the thunder seas by speaking to the storm.
Being our first year, nobody expected us to play in a championship game. They expected us to be at the bottom. You know, you got a new coach, a new program, so it was gonna be a struggle. I refused for our program to struggle. You know, I worked hard, I pushed them hard. I tried to push them to the max. It was a fight. It was a heavyweight fight. They threw a punch, we threw a punch. And we kept punching and kept punching and kept punching. But one thing that took over for Queens Grant was their size. You know, you got a front line of, 6'6" and 6'8", and our tallest guy was our tallest kid is 6'5". We got 2 of those. They maybe have 4 or 5 of those.
This is your last quarter right here.
Out of that, it was a struggle. But in a game like that, we built a lot of character. You know, the kids weren't upset. You know, yeah, they were upset that they lost the game, but the locker room was a different vibe after the game. You know, the kids were like, we're good. You know, their size took over. You know, and to hear the kids say things like that, then you know your kids are growing. You know your kids are growing and they're growing in the right direction. But they knew they took the fight to them. They struggled. They struggled for that win. They had to play to get that win.
Going to the championship game, they had two main guards, really, they was good. So we just focused on them on defense, and then it was really defense leading to offense, because after we get stops and stuff, it gave us energy on offense.
Chatham game. So the coaches and I sat and we watched film, and we watched film, and we watched film. And Chatham was one of those teams that was a little scary because they had guys that could really, really shoot the basketball. Film, and I got to thinking, how are we going to change this game? And one of the things that I thought about as I watched film with Chatham and some of the teams that they were playing, nobody went at them.
Coming into the playoffs, I had started to get my shot back. I felt like I was just shooting something for a while. Started hitting shots, playing both ends of the ball well. You know, first round, had a good game, and I just didn't want to go home. You know, like I just love to play basketball. When we had one senior, our goal was to give him a ring before he left. So I wanted to come in, do what I could to contribute to the win.
None of the teams really went after them. So I decided that we were gonna take the fight to them. It was gonna be a fight. So what we did, we 94 feet the whole entire game, and we caused havoc. It looked chaotic, but it was controlled havoc.
Like, they played really good, especially Chapman Charter. I watched the game. Jared played good from the start. He started off hot, and then Kai too. And I feel like all three of us were just playing off of each other, like being able to score and then pass it back to each other, and then get inside to Jada and Elijah and them too. I feel like everybody was just playing good off each other.
Kai, he was a point guard, you know. Came out every game, he matched my energy every single game. You know, me and Kai fed off each other the whole playoffs. I feel like pretty much, you know, kind of led the way scoring. Both played defense, both scrapped the whole game. So really, Kai had a big impact on the playoffs as part of the reason why we went so far.
First, I was just trying to figure out my role, like what I could do to stay on the floor more. But you know, as the season went on, I started to like learn what I was supposed to do, like how I could stay on the court longer, you know, stuff like that. Really just to play hard, because when I don't play hard, I'm not doing anything. I'm kind of just out there. But when I play hard with energy, it's like contagious.
touched it, we was trapping. You know, just over and over and over. And their shooter, we ran him to the point that where he really couldn't get off. You know, so defensively, that was probably one of the best games of the year that we played. Defensively. All over the floor, scrapping. I'm talking about all 12 players touched the floor. And every single person that touched the floor, it was all about defense. We scored a lot of points that game. I want to say the score might have been 57, 36, or 39 or something like that. But it was a defensive game. You know, and the points that we got, they came off of turnovers. They came off of steals. You know, we turned them over. They probably had 25 turnovers. They probably had 25 turnovers that game. So that game right there was a defensive game, which was probably one of the best games to watch. Even when we go back and we watch that game, defensively, we couldn't have played any better.
All right, we playing the way we play. Nothing different. Nothing changes because it puts you in the Final Four. Nothing. You understand? Yes, sir. We are trying to go 1-0 today. Yes, sir. All right, that's what we're trying to do. Go to 1-0. All right, every game we play, we're trying to go 1-0. 1-0. Hey, smart, play intentional, understand where you're going and what you're doing.
It was tough. I always tell the kids, you know, the little small school from Jackson Day is gonna shock the world. You know, so we went over, we played Piedmont, and we ended up beating Piedmont, you know, a couple points. So we moved on to the Andrews game worried me just a little bit. One of the kids that they had on their team, early in the season, we played Bishop McGinnis. And early in the season, we weren't prepared to play anybody like that. We were still trying to find who we were and trying to figure out who's gonna do what for the team. And this team, Andrews, played Bishop McGinnis.
Talk to me about the Andrews game.
Andrews.
Yeah. It's the third round going into Final Four.
Andrews, they had two good guards too to start off, and then I feel like they was a better team. They had more pieces. So, but the same thing as the Chapman Charter game, I feel like everybody was just playing good off of each other.
And one of the kids on Andrew's team put up 40 points. And they beat Bishop McGinnis. So I had to step back and I had to look like, this is gonna be a challenge. This game is going to be a challenge for us. You know, when I looked at this kid and I told the coaching staff, I said, this kid's shooting the ball like Steph. He's stepping across half court and he's letting it go. we got to do something about him. So one of the things that we decided we were gonna do, we were gonna box him.
Around Andrews, we had a lot of momentum, right? We just won 2 games, first 2 rounds. Everybody feels real good about it, Started to realize the stands wasn't really our people, so we were making our own energy. So, the 3rd round, just feeding off each other the whole game, coming out locked in, focusing on jump shots, playing defense, just doing everything that we need to do. Not getting outside of our body, just making sure we got our head on straight, trying to get the win.
Best defender on him. Well, let me take that back. We put every defender we had on him. So he got a little taste of maybe about 4 or 5 guys. And we ran him the entire game. And I want to say he probably ended up with maybe 9 points. Maybe 9 points. So we took him away from his team. And as we took him away from his team, he got a little frustrated, and other guys had to do things that they didn't normally do for their team. So they didn't know what to do. They couldn't understand that they needed to score because they always looked to him to score. So we took him out of existence for Andrews. And us taking him away from Andrews put us in a situation to move to the Final Four.